This video is brought to you by...
Man, y'all already know what it is. Cool green clothing. We done gone worldwide, and we coming straight out of Baltimore. We at the end of the year again, and if you ain't get a chance to support the brand yet this year, this the best time right now. We start our Black Friday deals, and our deals starting right now in November, going all the way into December. Go online right now at coolgreenclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. I hope all is well with everybody out there. Happy New Year. Hopefully y'all healthy, feeling good, in a good mental space. But y'all already know, before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. In life, you have a lot of different types of people, and usually how they move for most all boils down to their experiences and what they have been through. For example, if you have been hurt, betrayed, crossed by family and friends, you might be more of a loner, okay with doing things by yourself, staying in your own bubble, because you might feel like if the ones closest to me will do me like that, then what's the point of letting others into my life? But some people are complete opposite. They love people. They have an open heart and open arms. They too might understand everyone they come in contact with might not be good, but they give people the benefit of the doubt and don't mind being social and friendly. Either way of moving is not wrong. We all are in control of the people we want to be around and who we want to let into our circle and rotate with. And besides, for some people, having friends brings a little bit more excitement to life. Someone you could call, hang out with, trust, have a good time with, and good conversation. They feel like it's better that way than to navigate this cold world alone. Now for us that have been around the block, we understand a friendly face, warm handshake, tight hug, and smile doesn't mean nothing. That's just the outside. How a person thinks and feels on the inside is really what's important. Some of the coldest betrayals came in the form of friends and family. And unfortunately, leaving your circle open can leave you vulnerable for just anybody to walk in. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be taking it right outside of the city to Aberdeen, Maryland, to discuss the case of a group who let a friend in their home just for him to betray them in the most evil way. Back in 2024, 48-year-old Talia Wiley, 45-year-old Melissa Williams, and 54-year-old John Clater were all friends, living and navigating life in Aberdeen, Maryland, a part of Harford County. It's not clear how long they knew each other, but they were all tight and hung out at an apartment in the area. The home belonged to one of the three. They all would link up just to hang out, have a few drinks, listen to music, play a few card games, and the group wasn't standoffish. They was willing to let anybody in their circle who seemed cool. Both of the women, Melissa and Talia, were described as sweet, outgoing, very loving, and giving. John, the oldest of the group, was originally from the Carolinas and enjoyed music, even making beats. People who knew him described the man as cool and laid back. Another man who seemed to just drift in the area was 35-year-old Michael Swan. Michael had a little bit of a past. At the time, he was on federal probation from a previous charge. But in a tight-knit community they lived in, nobody was judging. They took a liking to the man, not knowing much more about him or where he came from. He would often come over to the apartment where the three friends hung out at and became like another part of the family. They would all sometimes even sleep over after a long day of fun and partying. So on a nice spring day, It was nothing out the ordinary when Michael showed up to kick it. Of course, Melissa, Talia, and John was already there. As the day turned into the night, all seemed well. John fell asleep on the couch and Michael left. But early into the next morning, on April 15th, 2024, residents in the building called 911 to report a fire, and first responders arrived to the scene. When they was trying to put the fire out, the sprinkler system in the apartment did most of the work. But as a firefighter entered the unit, he realized it was a crime scene, and they called local police. When police responded, what they found was tragic. John laying on the couch, suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. Melissa in another room, she also was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to the head as well. And Talia also shot in the head and suffering from burn wounds. As it seemed, the mattress was intentionally set on fire she was laying on. Unfortunately, all three of the friends will be pronounced gone on the scene. A search of the home revealed drug baggies with a certain design on them that stood out. As police walked around the building by a set of trees, they found a book bag. Inside was a pair of men's shoes, a toothbrush, and a drug baggie that matched the same baggie found in the home. All the items was taken in for evidence. As the community were left to grieve the group of friends who people stated never bothered no one, police were saying if they could get surveillance footage from the area, but it was a dead end. A DNA sample was taken from the toothbrush that was found in the backpack, and some residents stated they recognized the shoes that were found on the scene as the shoes Michael always wore. As DNA results came back from the toothbrush, they got a match that the DNA came back belonging to Michael, who was already in the system for his federal charges. And surprisingly enough, he had an open warrant out for his arrest in PG County, Maryland for attempted homicide for allegedly shooting a woman. Police determined Michael was in a home where everybody trusted him, left out for whatever reason, came back and pulled his attack, intentionally starting a fire to get rid of the evidence. Also under Talia's body, a phone was found. It revealed she was trying to call for help before she was shot. Michael at first was MIA. As a few weeks went by, local police got tips he was hanging out in another part of Aberdeen. They swarmed the house, and after a brief standoff, Michael was taken into custody without incident, charged with 3 counts of first-degree hit, arson on top of the attempt of the woman in PG County. No motive was ever given on why he allegedly took the lives of 3 people who considered him a friend. As of now, this case hasn't made its way to trial yet, and Michael is innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Melissa, Talia, and John. I send my prayers and condolences to their families and everyone affected by this situation. Some say the 3 were all roommates. Others say the apartment belonged to one of the women. Either way, they were all close enough to be there on a daily, even stay the night. And they let an outsider in their circle, not knowing much about him, just trying not to judge and take a person at face value. But sometimes you got to go with that first instinct. If something seems off, it's not judging. If your spirit is telling you the vibe is off and the person just doesn't seem right, go with that. It's definitely better safe than sorry. You can be cordial, speak, but you don't have to befriend everyone, and definitely not invite them into your home. But I'm going to leave this one open for discussion. I want to know y'all thoughts on the situation. Leave it in the comments. Yeah, man, terrible situation. Rest in peace to them 3. I definitely send my prayers and condolences to their family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. Be sure to tap that like button if you're feeling the content. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.